From shattered to soaring, unleashing your inner phoenix, welcome brave souls to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about adversity, resilience, and the extraordinary potential that lies dormant within each of us. Today, we're diving deep into the transformative power of turning our deepest wounds into our greatest strengths, inspired by the awe inspiring story of Yolonda Gayden. Yolonda Gayden is not just a survivor, she's a warrior, a phoenix risen from the ashes of unimaginable trauma. Her journey from a childhood marred by abandonment and abuse to becoming a beacon of hope as a best selling author and life coach is nothing short of miraculous. But here's the kicker: Yolonda's story isn't just about overcoming adversity, it's about harnessing that adversity, wielding it like a sword, and using it to carve out a path to greatness that leaves the world better than she found it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Another motivational speech about turning lemons into lemonade. But stick with me because what we're about to explore goes far beyond feel good platitudes. We're talking about a radical reimagining of how we view our struggles, our pain, and ultimately ourselves. Let's start with the truth bomb. Life isn't fair, it's messy, it's chaotic, and sometimes it's downright cruel. But here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you that the very experiences that threaten to break us could become the foundation of our greatest triumphs? What if our deepest wounds could become our most potent sources of strength? This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a phenomenon we see time and time again in the stories of those who face seemingly insurmountable odds and emerged not just intact but transformed. Take Oprah Winfrey, for instance. Born into poverty, subjected to abuse, Oprah's early life reads like a catalog of trauma. But here's where her story takes a turn that would make even the most hardened cynic sit up and take notice. Oprah didn't just survive her circumstances, she used them as rocket fuel to propel herself into the stratosphere of success. She took her pain, her understanding of what it means to feel powerless, and channeled it into a media empire that has touched millions of lives. But here's the real kicker: Oprah's success isn't just measured in dollars and ratings, it's measured in the countless lives she's impacted, the conversations she started, and the way she's reshaped our cultural landscape. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. Sure, but Oprah is one in a million. What about the rest of us mere mortals? Fair point. So let's talk about someone who, by all conventional standards, should have been destined for a life of limitation and dependence. Enter Nick Vujicic. Born without arms or legs, Nick faced a world that was quite literally not built for him. Can you imagine the daily challenges, the stares, the whispers, the well meaning but oh so patronizing pity? It would be enough to make anyone want to hide away from the world. But Nick looked at his circumstances and said, challenge accepted. Today, Nick is a world renowned motivational speaker, author, and entrepreneur. He skydived, surfed, and even gotten married and started a family. But here's what's truly remarkable: Nick didn't achieve all this despite his physical differences. He achieved it because of them. His unique perspective, his resilience, his ability to find innovative solutions to everyday challenges. These are his superpowers forged in the crucible of adversity. But let's be real for a moment. It's one thing to hear these stories of triumph over adversity. It's another thing entirely to apply these lessons to our own lives. After all, we're not all destined to be media moguls or international speakers. So, how do we mere mortals harness the power of our adversities? This is where Yolonda Gayden's insights become truly transformative. Through her journey, Yolanda has distilled three key principles that can help anyone turn their adversities into superpowers: resilience, reframing, and self belief. Let's start with resilience. Now, I know what you're thinking. Resilience? Really? That's your groundbreaking insight? But hear me out. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's about taking each blow that life deals you and using it to build a stronger, more determined version of yourself. Think of resilience like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you face a challenge and push through, you're not just surviving, you're evolving. You're becoming more adaptable, more resourceful, more you. But here's the catch: building resilience isn't always comfortable. In fact, it's often downright painful. It requires us to lean into our discomfort, to face our fears head on. It means getting up one more time than we fall down, even when every fiber of our being is screaming at us to stay down. This brings us to our second principle, reframing. Reframing is the art of changing our perspective on a situation. It's about looking at our challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Let me give you an example. J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Harry Potter series, was once, in her own words, as poor as it is possible to be in modern Britain without being homeless. She was a single mother battling depression and facing rejection after rejection for her manuscript. Now, she could have seen this as proof that she wasn't cut out to be a writer. She could have given up on her dreams and resigned herself to a life of struggle. But instead, Rowling reframed her situation. She saw her rock bottom as a solid foundation upon which to rebuild her life. She used her experience of poverty and depression to fuel her writing, creating characters and stories that resonated with millions around the world. Today, J.K. Rowling is not just one of the most successful authors in history. She's a philanthropist who has used her success to lift others out of poverty. This brings us to our third and perhaps most crucial principle, self-belief. Now, I know what you're thinking. Self-belief, isn't that just fancy talk for positive thinking? But self-belief goes far beyond mere optimism. It's about cultivating an unshakable faith in your own capacity to overcome, to grow, to succeed, regardless of your circumstances. Self-belief is what allowed Yolonda Gayden to look at her traumatic past and say, this will not define me. I will use this to become stronger, to help others, to make a difference in the world. It's what allowed her to push through the doubts, the setbacks, the moments of despair, and emerge as a beacon of hope for others. But here's the thing about self-belief. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate day by day, choice by choice. It's about challenging the negative self-talk that tells you you're not good enough. It's about celebrating your small victories. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, even when you struggle to believe in yourself. Now, and I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all well and good, but my problems are real. You can't just positive think your way out of genuine hardship. And you're absolutely right. These principles, resilience, reframing, and self-belief, they're not magic wands that make our problems disappear. They're tools that help us navigate those problems more effectively. Think of it this way. Life is going to throw challenges at us, whether we're prepared for them or not. By cultivating these qualities, we're not avoiding the storms of life. We're learning to dance in the rain. But here's where it gets really interesting. When we start to apply these principles consistently, something remarkable happens. We start to see our adversities not as burdens to be endured, but as opportunities to be seized. We begin to recognize that our struggles have equipped us with unique insights, perspectives, and strengths that we can use to make a difference in the world. This is where our adversities truly become our superpowers because let's face it, the world doesn't need more people who've lived perfect, problem-free lives. The world needs people who've been through the fire and emerged stronger, people who can empathize with others' pain because they've experienced it themselves, people who can offer hope because they know firsthand that it's possible to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. This is the true power of turning adversity into strength. It's not just about personal triumph. It's about using our experiences to lift others up. It's about recognizing that our struggles have given us a unique gift, the ability to connect with, inspire, and empower others who are facing similar challenges. So here's my challenge to you. Take a moment right now to think about the biggest adversity you're facing in your life. Now ask yourself, how can I apply resilience to this situation? How can I reframe this challenge as an opportunity? And what would it look like if I fully believed in my ability to not just overcome this obstacle, but to use it as a stepping stone to something greater? Your answers to these questions could be the first step in your own journey of transformation. Because here's the truth that Yolonda Gayden's story so powerfully illustrates. Your past does not determine your future. What could have broken you can become your superpower. Imagine a world where we all embrace this mindset, a world where we saw our scars not as blemishes to be hidden, but as badges of honor that testify to our strength and resilience, a world where we used our pain as fuel for positive change, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. This isn't just feel good rhetoric. This is a call to action. It's an invitation to radically reimagine how we view our struggles, our setbacks, our moments of despair. It's a challenge to look at the darkest chapters of our lives and ask, how can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, more compassionate? Because here's the thing, your story of overcoming adversity could be the very thing that inspires someone else to keep going. Your resilience could be the beacon of hope that guides someone else through their darkest hour. Your ability to reframe your challenges could help someone else see their own struggles in a new light. So I urge you, don't waste your pain. Don't let your adversities define you. Instead, let them refine you. Let them be the forge in which you hammer out your own unique superpowers. Let them be the springboard from which you launch yourself into a future brighter than you ever dared to imagine. Remember, the world doesn't need more people who've never faced adversity. The world needs you with all your scars, all your struggles, all your hard won wisdom. The world needs your unique perspective, your resilience, your ability to empathize and connect with others who are struggling. As we wrap up, Sa, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Commit to viewing your challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Commit to cultivating resilience, to reframing your adversities, to believing in yourself even when it seems impossible. Commit to using your experiences, good and bad, as tools to make a positive impact on the world around you. Because here's the beautiful truth, when you transform your adversities into strengths, you don't just change your own life, you create a ripple effect that has the power to change the world. And in doing so, you honor the incredible resilience of the human spirit that Yolonda Gayden's story so powerfully embodies. So go forth, embrace your challenges, unleash your inner phoenix, and let your light shine bright. The world is waiting for the unique gifts that only you, with your unique experiences and perspectives, can offer. It's time to soar.